Hey folks, Tommy Highway here. I want to thank everybody for coming as always. I just got in the mood this evening and I saw something happen today that sort of reminded me of this experience, and I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you folks. I think you're really going to like this one, okay? This was like early to mid 2000s, and I had just moved to Florida to take a job. And my bank, the bank that I was working out of in Ohio at the time, they had a branch nearby, but it was like in Tampa. So I had to, take about a half an hour drive, something like that, every other Saturday or something to do my banking, which was, no big deal. You have to understand that debit cards were brand new at this point. Nobody had a smartphone yet. Color screens on phones and little bitty internet sites were a new thing, okay? But anyway, so I got used to this routine of every 2 weeks. I would go to the down to the bank, deal with my bills and whatnot, blah blah blah. No big deal, yeah. So I began to stop in this little town, and I can't remember, but it's between Lakeland and Tampa, Florida, Sanford maybe. Anyway, there was a Subway there. And at the time, I was really fit and really into being healthy and whatever. I still, kind of am. But um, I would stop there so often to get like a salad. I always get the same thing. This big salad with everything on it essentially, and uh, the honey mustard, not honey mustard, but sweet honey sauce for dressing. One of my favorite things. Tuna, croutons, like that kind of thing. So I did this all the time. And I would go down and deal with my banking like 10 o'clock in the morning or something. And I would drive back. I would pass through this little town or get off onto the exit off to this little town. And I would stop at this Subway. This is a huge Subway. I mean, this Subway was so much larger than it needed to be. It was incredible. I mean, you could have got like, I don't know, a couple hundred people in this Subway. And I walked in there. I swear I don't know if I ever saw another person eating there. Then again, I always got there kind of early or whatever. So um, I rolled in one day. I went down, did my banking. Really nice. It was Saturday morning, beautiful, everything, birds chirping, alligators swimming, whatever. It's Florida. And I stopped by this Subway. Walk up and I recognize the kid at the counter. He recognizes me. And there's a manager lady there, and I say hello to her. She also recognizes me. Kid doesn't even need to ask what I want. He already knows. So he makes my, meal or whatever, and we're just chit chatting, whatever, just, shooting the shit or whatnot. And so I get my tray and I go to my usual seat, which just happens to be this big place. I sit right behind the soda fountain. I don't know why that was like my choice of places to sit, but anyway, that was it, right? Did this all the time. So I sit down, get my drink, and I sit down, and I pull my phone up, which was it was a Motorola flip phone with this itty bitty little, I think it was 1.2-inch color screen on it at the time. And there were some websites out there that you could pull up, like CNN when it used to be news, a lot of news stations, that kind of thing, or channels or whatnot. So I'm sitting there and I flip up my phone and I'm just cruising through the news while I'm eating my salad. Again, I've done this, I don't know how many times before. I mean, several times before. All of a sudden, someone opens the door and there's like a bell on the door. And it ding, 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 ring, 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 ring. And I look up and it was this big fat trailer trash looking bitch with these two little kids. Okay, looked like they were probably 7 to maybe 10 years old, something like that. I just kind of looked up like you would normally do. Okay, woman and her kids, and went right back to doing what I was doing. Now, as big as this Subway was, okay, and I'm telling you, you could have had a fucking concert in this place. This woman takes her little kids, marches them past me, goes about 4 or 5 seats up to my right and puts them like right essentially in the same section that I'm in. Again, so I look up, okay, that's happened. All right, I go right back down to doing what I'm doing, which is eating my meal, and I'm watching the news or looking at the news, right? Scrolling through. Then all of a sudden I hear she goes and gets their food or whatever, and then I hear the drink machine, go off behind my head, which again, so what? Again, I'm just engrossed in the news at this point. Amazed that I have this Dick Tracy type device where I can at least look at the internet, look at the news and stuff. ABC, I think, had a site like that, and NBC, everybody did. Just like a little micro website built just for these little screens. Okay. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there doing nothing, looking at the news. This hand comes over my shoulder, reaches down, grabs my phone, and pulls it out of my hand. And normally I would think I'm getting ready to turn around and see a friend of mine or something under the circumstances. But at that time, I had recently moved to Florida. I didn't know anybody there. And I turned around and it's this fucking trailer trash woman. And she starts screaming, "You're taking pictures of my babies. You're taking pictures of my babies." And I'm like, huh? And it took me a second to actually process, what she was getting at there, okay? Excuse me for a moment. I said, "Lady, what the fuck are you talking about? Give me my phone back. What are you doing?" And I stand up. And she runs over and grabs her kids. Her kids start bawling instantly, which I had the feeling they probably did that a lot, actually, in their lives, which is unfortunate. But she runs and grabs these kids with my phone, and I'm right behind her going, "Give me my phone. What are you doing? You crazy?" Blah, 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 blah. She goes to the other corner of this big-ass restaurant, okay? Big-ass Subway. And the kid at the counter, again, he knows who I am. He's like, he comes up and he goes, "What's going on? What just happened?" And I said, "I don't know, man. This bitch just grabbed my phone, So he's like, "Ma'am, you need to give this man his phone back." And she's, "I just called 911. He's taking pictures of my babies, my babies." And she's grabbing her kids, damn near smothering them. She just starts bawling. Like, like that kind of, way off the chart thing. This shit is happening right in front of me, man. To me, all right? And at first I'm thinking, okay, what is this, some kind of candid camera thing or some shit? And this is way before social media and punked and any of that kind of crap. But we had candid camera. I swear to God, that's what I thought. Anyway, the kid goes back to get the manager. And I'm like, "Give me my phone, bitch. Give me my phone." I wasn't being nice. And she's screaming. The kids are just screaming like, top of their lungs, man. It was just that fucking bad. It really was. It's typical, just a general Saturday afternoon in Florida, right? So, it wasn't too long before, I kid you not, 4 whatever county sheriffs it was there come screaming. Cars come screaming up into the parking lot. They jump out, guns drawn. I'm thinking, shit, this is really happening right now. I'm really going to get fucking clocked for good by a bunch of fucking rednecks from Florida. No shit. Not probably 2 months after I got here. They come running in, and 2 of them go to her, and 2 of them come to me, and they're like, "Hands up." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And the Subway kid is going, "No, no, no, man. He's good. Don't. Man, he's fine. He didn't do anything." Excuse me. And, so the cops grab me, throw me against the wall, then bend me over a table, handcuff me, okay, then put me into this corner, this real fucking, real, uncomfortable position, okay? The whole time I'm screaming, I want that bitch charged. She stole my phone. She stole my phone. I'm trying to tell these total hillbilly hicks, rednecks, whatever, Southerners, trying to explain it to them. They don't want to hear it from me, man. There's little kids screaming. Apparently, I've touched little kids, okay, or whatever in their minds. So they had me in that fucking corner, and she keeps screaming. So she calls her husband on my fucking phone. On my fucking phone, she calls it, because back then it wasn't password protected or anything like that. And anyway, so while they got me there, this fucking hillbilly pulls up, I shit you not, in a Mrs. Brady station wagon. Those of you that know about the Brady Bunch know what I'm talking about. Wood panel side, comes squealing up. This thing has got 500,000 miles on it. Big fat hillbilly bastard gets out of there. Comes running in there. Oh, he's trying to get me. Yeah, well, the fucking cops had me in cuffs, or, he wouldn't have done that in real life. Put it that way. Yeah. Excuse me. So, blah, blah, blah. They went back and forth. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. They got my phone, and I'm like, the cops had me. I said, listen, I want my phone. They're like, we want to look inside your phone. I said, no. Unless you have a warrant, you're not going to do that, because I even knew back then that that's illegal search and seizure. I'm not going to do that. Not that. Let me tell you what pictures were on it. It had a camera, but it had like a 1.3 megapixel camera, which means it would make a decent picture about the size of half the size of a baseball card, maybe. Okay. Other than that, it was worthless. I mean, the only photos that I'd ever taken with that were none. The only ones that were stored in it were the ones that came with it. Like the example photos, like 3 or 4 of them, or 5, whatever it was. Those cameras sucked. They weren't worth using. They sucked. Anyway, I'm still cuffed. This hillbilly's going nuts. They're trying to like pretend hold him back like he's going to whip my ass. And finally, this detective-looking dude walks in. Salt and pepper hair, gray mustache, had a gray blazer on, half-ass suit kind of thing going on. Turns out he's a detective. So he goes to the cops, to the deputy sheriffs, gets my phone, goes over and talks to this woman. She's screaming. Oh, my babies, my babies. I mean, like, it's some kind of fucking revival, okay? I mean, just really is over the top. I can't be more. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say how over the top this fucking woman was. Oh, he's trying to take pictures of my babies. He's a pervert. I swear. This shit is real. This shit is happening, right? So, finally, another detective comes in. They coordinate. The other detective goes over to talk to that woman that was screaming. She asking for holy water practically. And he comes over and he goes, man, what the fuck is happening here? What's going on? I told him, listen, man, told him the story. This is what happened. That's all I can tell you. So he goes, okay, well, show me where photos are stored on this phone. Because again, it was a rare thing at that time to have a phone that took photos at all. So I scrolled down, found it, whatever. And again, it was like the 4 or 5 photos that came with the phone that was it. I said, look, it's worthless. He said, uncuff him. So they immediately uncuffed me and let me up. Okay. And so I said, what about my phone? He's like, well, we may have to keep this as evidence. I said, whoa. You can't keep that as evidence unless I'm being charged or suspected of a crime. And you just said that you believe you believe me. He goes, well, okay. He ends up handing me the damn phone back. And he's like, I said, listen, I want that woman arrested. I want that woman evaluated. She's got children. What the hell is going on here? She's got small children. She just absolutely traumatized the absolute living shit out of. I mean, I can't imagine those little kids, what was going on. I mean, we're like 7 to maybe 9-year-old, little kids, man. They're totally freaked out. So anyway, I'm like, I want charges. I'm pressing charges, and he's like, listen, you just need to get your Yankee ass out of here. My Yankee ass out of there. Okay? I had to get my Yankee fucking ass out of there. I don't even know how the fuck they knew I was a Yankee, other than I probably do have an accent when I start cussing when I'm pissed off. That's the only thing I can figure. So anyway, I left, and that was it. I mean, that was the end of the story, I guess. But my God, man. I mean, that shit, it probably took about 2 hours of my life. Um, at least a half an hour of that, I'm in handcuffs. There's not a damn thing I can do about it at that point. I mean, I can maybe go after somebody civil, but if they pull up in a fucking rusted out Brady Bunch mobile in Florida, thinking they're probably not living, high on the hog, I got nothing. But anyway, I was just sitting here thinking about this story, and I hadn't thought about it in a long time, and I wanted to get it down. It's just so it's always out there. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. Wow. Yeah, that was a hell of a day for old Tommy. It really was. Thanks for coming. Have a good one.